fun little news thing. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, the inventor of Jewish space lasers that cause wildfires. Yeah, she said that. That's a real thing. Oh yeah, she's a nut bar. Total nut bar. QAnon.
You really just can't make this stuff up. Like sometimes the news, like you look at the news and you're like, what?
No, she's,
really?
Yeah, it's totally out there. Anyway, she was because of a bunch of anti-Semitic things she said and did. When the Democrats were in charge of the House, she wasn't allowed to be in any committees. But Kevin McCarthy,
you go, not you.
Yeah.
You stay right there.
But then Kevin McCarthy, when he was, like we mentioned earlier, was desperate trying to get the speakership for the House, and he couldn't get the votes. She sided with him. He promised her spots on a bunch of key committees. One of them is the Oversight Committee for the House of Representatives. So she's on that. She had her first day there. And for somebody who believes in Jewish space lasers and, whatnot, she nailed it. So here's Anna Kasparian, who's going to introduce this. But this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think this is her first day on the Oversight Committee.
About the misuse.
Oh, and they were talking about misuse of the COVID funds.
Managed to embarrass herself yet again, this time during a House Oversight Committee hearing on the misuse of COVID-related federal aid. Now, she's very concerned about the misuse of that federal aid, and there's a very specific issue she wants to touch on. Take it away, Marjorie Greene.
Can you tell me how much COVID cash went to CRT?
CRT?
Critical race theory in education. It's a racist curriculum used to teach children that somehow their white skin is not equal to black skin and other things.
It's not what CRT is, but okay.
Things in education.
Yeah. No, I do not know that, but I do know that there's provisions that the federal funds generally are not used. They're supposed to be used for curriculum.
Oh,
that's a state.
Oh, Mr. Dodaro, I have to tell you, in Illinois, that they receive $5.1 billion at an elementary school there that used it for equity and diversity. So it's being used for these things.
Okay.
Oh no, we taught those children not to be hateful children.
So here's what happened. First up, CRT is critical race theory. It's a legal theory. So unless your 5-year-old is going to law school, they are not learning CRT. Unless they're getting their master's in social studies, they're not learning CRT. It's just, anyway, doesn't matter. They turn it into a whole big, anything that deals with talking about race or discrimination in this country must be CRT. That's their whole spiel. Anyway, that's not the key. The key is you missed the key thing she said. She's talking to this guy. So the guy is he's the comptroller at the Fed. Okay, a comptroller, for kids, in case you don't know, a comptroller is like an accountant, right? You give him the money, he disperses it. Make sure the taxes are paid, make sure everybody's paid. Balances the books, reports it. That's it.
Right.
That's what he does, right? He's got to follow whatever rules or guidelines are set for him. Or her, whatever. But that's what they do. Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't seem to understand what a comptroller is because she's asking him, well, did any of this go to CRT? He doesn't distribute it to programs. He distributes it to people or groups. He doesn't know how they spend it. That's not his job. Right? This group needs this amount of money for this, for this thing. He doesn't really know what it is or what they're doing with it. He's just, give him the money. Make sure it all balances on the books and it was correct. So she doesn't seem to understand that. That's why he's confused. She asked him CRT. He's like, I don't know what that is. How would he know? He's the comptroller. He's not making decisions. He's just distributing the money. And so when she asks him about teaching this stuff, he's like, "Oh, I don't know what that is." But he's like, we can't distribute money to specific um, educational programs. We just distribute it to groups, right? And then she does her little, you don't even know. It was distributed for CRT. But here's what I love. And I think you missed it. So I'm going to play it real quick one more time. Because I want you to catch on this.
That used it for equity and diversity.
Wait, hang on.
They received $5.1 billion at an elementary school there that used it for equity and diversity.
One elementary school in Illinois got $5.1 billion for an equity and diversity program. That's what she's claiming.
I would love it if my school got $5.1 billion for anything at all.
It's so stupid.
That would be such a good day at my school. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what. How's your school?
One school.
What? Yeah, bullshit. She's so full. She's so stupid. One school got okay. So the next door elementary school. Hey guys, how's it going? Well, we had to do a bake sale to raise enough money for soccer uniforms for the kids. How about you guys? Well, we just funded the F-22 who shot down the Chinese spy balloon for the United States government. And we now own the franchise to all the Mission Impossible movies. And we own Star Wars. 5.1 billion.
And we gave every elementary student in the whole building all of their college tuition,
Right.
Factoring in what the inflated rates will be in that many years, because we just got that one.
Right. Our lowest paid teacher makes $5 million a year.
And every teacher in the building, because they now make that, is retiring in June.
So that was the big joke with her, is like $5.1 billion for what's good. And you're one of the heads now of the oversight committee? And you can't even get that. And you're arguing about CRT.
That was an oversight.
Oh, man. Well, furthermore, it's like you're yelling at the comptroller who's sitting there going, I don't know any of I don't know what you're talking about. I don't work in politics. I'm the, you guys just tell me to distribute the money. I distribute it. That's all. I don't know. But anyway, what it was the 5.1 went to the state of Illinois, and it was for reopening schools after COVID. And so they dumped that into making the schools safer. And one of the side notes was they wanted to include equity and diversity to make sure that poor students or minority students weren't in positions where it was too difficult for them to go back to school. That's what that program was. That's what she's bitching about. Because heaven forbid minority and poor kids get to go back to school safely with the other kids. That's what this whole thing was about. But she confused it as we gave $5.1 billion to one grade school so they could tell white people how horrible they are. Which isn't a thing that fucking happens. I mean, the whole thing was ridiculous. Anyway, I mean, you're a teacher. I don't know if you had anything to add to that, because that's just...
Oh God, no. Let's skip it. It's too much to even
swallow. But that's
right. It's just all ridiculous.
But those are the people deciding your budget, so kind of makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Oh boy, kind of makes me feel like hiding. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Well, anyway.